So state your name and your age.
Hey, my name is Mackenzie Foust and I'm 21.
All right, so today I'm just going to ask you like a couple questions about your childhood.
Okay.
And so is that okay?
Yeah, that's
Okay,
fine.
cool. So let's get started. So the first question is, when you hear the word childhood, what do you think of?
Are you talking in like an abstract sense or?
Yeah, however you take it.
Okay. Because I guess what I'm saying is like abstract or like an association.
I mean, however you take the question, like
Okay.
feel free to answer it.
Because like at first I think like just carefree, no responsibilities, just living your life.
Mm-hmm.
But I associate that with like stuff that happened, you know, like ice cream and hiking and Carowinds, you know. So yeah.
Why do you think that you associate those feelings with your childhood?
Probably because I definitely don't have those things now. And you know, they say hindsight's 20/20. So I didn't realize how lucky I was in the moment.
Yeah.
And you know, I was getting stressed out over things that didn't matter. It's like, oh my god, Chloe didn't like my shirt, you know. But now I have adult problems like student debt and things of the like. So yeah, I kind of wishing I could go back. I guess I don't know. That's a weird one.
So how was your overall childhood?
Overall it was okay. You know, I mean, there was a good bit of bad stuff, but there was also a lot of good. I've got a kick-ass mom who went above and beyond, and she still does. So that really helped a lot. So overall, it wasn't that bad.
Do you regret anything about your childhood experience?
Can I ask for like clarification on that? I'm sorry.
Like, is there just anything in your childhood that you can remember that you just wish that you did or you didn't do?
Yes. For some reason, and to this day, I've literally thought about this for years, and I cannot think of it. For some reason, me and Madison, my little sister, were so mean to our brother for no reason. And like, he was always the sweetest kid, and we were so freaking mean to him. And he even asked me like relatively recently, and I was like, I honestly couldn't tell you, but I really regret it, you know. I feel really bad about it because he's such a good little kid. But yeah, so
I guess like in relations to like that, like being like one of your memories.
Yeah.
What is your earliest childhood memory?
Back at it with the little brother. My earliest memory is when my little brother was born. Me and my sister had these white sweatshirts that had blue writing on them that said old sister or big sister or something like that. It was something in blue writing. And we got to go see him, and Madison had spit up red Kool-Aid all over hers. I can't remember how that happened, but I remember the red stains. And he was born at Presbyterian Hospital back home, and they've got this really cool thing where you can hit a button when a baby's born, and it plays this like little lullaby through the entire hospital. And me and Madison both got to hit it, which was pretty cool, even though that probably confused some old people like, oh my lord, twins. It's like, no, just overzealous siblings.
Well, I mean, that seems like a pretty happy memory, but
It was pretty nice, I'm not gonna lie.
do you have anything that you would like classify as your happiest childhood memory other than that?
Yeah. So I've got a couple. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So one is kind of dumb, but it's just very, I don't even know if it's my happiest, but I do have issues with my memory. So things I remember are pretty clear, but there's a lot that I don't. But I remember my first time going on like a big kid roller coaster at Carowinds. I was so excited. It had like 2 loop-de-loops. I thought I was like hot shit, for lack of a better word, pardon me. And I remember calling my dad because he was working. It was just me and my mom, a couple other like aunts, whatever, I don't know. And I was like, oh my god, I did this and it was so exciting, and it went this way and then it went this way and then I was upside down, and I told him my head felt like ketchup. I think that's because I was still dizzy from the loops, and I'd never been upside down like that before. So there's one. And then there was another, when I was a little bit older, our next door neighbor, Roger, he's a little older man, he's in like his 60s. He has a granddaughter named Carmela that I used to babysit, used to watch over. Back in the day, like when I was a little kid, we used to play together. Cause she's at least a decade my junior, but I don't know how old she is. Sorry about that. But me, her, and my sister were outside playing one summer night, and it was still like light out. It wasn't like noon, like bright, but it was, you know, early evening, and it was like warm, and there was a lot of fireflies out, and we were playing the song Fireflies by Owl City and doing like cartwheels up the road and chasing fireflies, and just, oh my god, look at me. It's a little cringy, but it was really fun. And Mom fussed us to come inside because it actually was 9 o'clock at night and we had no idea because the sun was still out. But it was a really good day.
So, like, seeing how you, like, remember those memories so vividly, how do they impact your life now?
I mean, they make me happy when I look back, when I have the time to actually sit and reflect on my life. Like in biology, you know, no time for anything. But it kind of makes me sad too. Because like I said, I don't talk to Carmela anymore. I don't know what's going on in her life. I know she has a younger sister named Ariana, I believe, who was born when Mella was like 7. I don't know. And I think her mom's pregnant again, but we don't talk to them anymore. I mean, that kind of sucks, you know, 'cause she was a good kid, but it's just, I don't know. It makes me miss that whole like carefree aspect as well, when I could just go out and goof around and do dumb stuff with my sister, and I really miss hanging out with Maddie. But yeah.
Sticking with memories, is there like a memory that from your childhood that you'll never forget?
Good or bad?
Yeah.
Okay. I've got a silly one, and like, oh Jesus, I don't even know if I've told you this story before. How dark am I allowed to get here?
As dark as you want.
Okay, because it's bad. The funny one, or you know what, look, I'm gonna tell you the bad one first, and then the funny one to lighten the mood. So, I honestly only remember bits and pieces about this one. I know Dylan's about 5 years younger than me. So I must have been like 7, because he was little. He was still like a baby, you know. He was 3 or younger, so you do the math, I'm too lazy. And I don't remember what I had done, but I did something that like made him really, really cry, and he was like so upset, and Mom was mad at me. And I remember I had called, who did I call? It's ironic because it's funny because you said, "Oh, never forget," but I'm spacing on the details. It was either my Aunt Lori or my Aunt June. I just can't remember which one. If I was that young, it was probably June because I didn't have my own phone. And that's if I'm remembering correctly. I could have been older. I don't know. This memory really does scare me because I remember whoever it was I was talking to, I was so upset that I don't think I had hurt him. I think I just hurt his feelings. I don't know, but Mom had a bad day at work. It's weird. It's one of those things, and I'm an overreactor, and if I think I've hurt someone, like, ever since I was a kid, like, that really bothers me, and I don't handle that well. Yeah, I actually don't want to tell you the end of that. I'm sorry, because it really skeeves me out.
No, you have to.
So let's just go to the funny one. Sorry. Sorry. It's like that on camera. But, so my dad is a brick mason, so he works outside year round. And in the winter, it gets cold, obviously. So A double will do it to you. He would sit in the garage, our garage, to smoke. We didn't really put the cars in there. It was more for storage.
Yeah.
He had a little TV. You know, he had his desk so he could draw his plans back when he had his own business. And he would keep a kerosene heater out there that had the wire cage around it, so you can't touch the actual metal, but the wire's metal, which is kind of weird. And I remember one day I was out there hanging out with him, you know, and I saw him put his hand. Apparently, it was just very, very close to warm it up, but I thought he had actually touched it, and I was like, my dad's a superhero. That's so cool. I'm gonna be like Dad. Smacked my hand onto the freaking heater. Needless to say, he didn't actually touch the thing. So I had to go inside screaming like that. I think at first I was actually just in shock, and I was like, because Mom's a nurse. I had this huge blister from right here all the way down across my palm. Oh, that sucked. I mean, now it's hilarious, but that was not a good time.
So my next question was, does these memories hinder or help your life in any particular way? But I guess that that last one, it kind of helps you because now you know not to touch hot things.
I mean, you're right. Yeah, and it also tells me not to do everything my dad does because he's actually garbage. Did I say that? Sorry.
So the next question was, do you have any siblings? But I know you mentioned that you had a couple.
Yeah.
But we can move on to did they impact your childhood in any way?
Yeah. It's weird. So I'm the oldest of three. It goes me, my sister Maddie, and then my brother Dylan. And they stressed me the heck out. Especially because it's a weird dynamic with three kids. You know, because I mean, if it's two, you either hate each other or you're best friends. You know, there's no in between because there's only two of you. But when there's three, people play games. Maddie was as a kid, she would use Dylan as a pawn. Mm-hmm. Because he was such a loving kid. And it's this sounds really fucked up. And it's not, because she didn't know what she was doing. But she would be like, oh, well, you're either on her side or you're on my side. And Dylan was just you know. So that was really stressful, because that would eat me alive. Because I was like, oh my God, they hate me. But once I hit a certain age, you know, that stuff stopped happening. We stopped having actual fights because we don't have time for that. I don't know how old I was, but I remember it actually started with my mom and dad having a fight. They were fighting about something Dad had done, shocker. And in that moment, it was like a switch just flipped. And I knew that one of my goals in life was just to protect them as much as I possibly can and do everything I freaking can for them, because holy shit, I love them so much. And I think it kind of gave them whiplash, because I was always crying, and I was like, I love you, I'm so sorry. And they're like, okay, cool. But yeah, they've taught me a lot about myself, really. And they've kind of held me accountable, because whether I like it or not, and whether they acknowledge it or not, you know, they look up to me, and I've got to set the example type deal. I don't really like that, because obviously people are going to live their lives in different ways, but that's also encouraged me to try new things, so I can help them if they've got questions about certain experiences. I'll be like, oh, well, I don't know about that, but I do know about this, you know. And that's actually helped a lot, especially with Dylan. Love those idiots.
Are you still close with them?
So yes and no. We don't. I mean, me and Maddie talk every day, especially now because she's pregnant. I'm actually gonna be an aunt. I'm so excited. But Dylan is going through a really rough time right now. He's got some issues that he needs to handle, and it doesn't help with, you know, mom and dad are in the middle of a bad divorce. This crazy crackhead came up to the house the other day. Haven't told you that story yet, have I?
I don't think so.
But yeah, So with Dylan, it's a little bit harder because I don't really know how. Because it's almost like he won't let me in. He's not letting anyone in, and that kills me. But yeah, I'm trying. Damn it.
So switching gears a little bit.
Yeah.
Do you have anything that you would change about your childhood?
Oh, 100%. 100%. I guess I could have used this for something I won't forget. But, long story short, Dad and Dylan had an accident when Dylan was 5. They fell 75 feet off a mountain. Dylan fractured his skull so bad he actually still has a wire in there holding it together. When they got him to the emergency room, it was so bad that he was like leaking CSF out his nose. But I mean, this part's cute. They made him a little mustache out of gauze so they could catch it. I wish someone had a picture. Dad was screwed up too, but whatever. But I would change that for D. Because I know, whether he knows it or not, I know that's definitely done a lot to him. And everyone, really, because everything changed after that. I mean, he was babied before, but my God, did it get worse after that. I mean, I can't blame Mom, because her literal baby, like youngest of the 3, almost died. So I feel like she didn't know how to handle that. Situation isn't the right word. But like all the emotions that come with that.
Yeah.
So she would just like go above and beyond for him, which is fine, but that left me and Maddie feeling like less than, even though that wasn't the case. And now I can see that. Madison still has a hard time with that. And I feel like that's also part of the reason why Dylan now has some of the issues he has, is because he was never told no for almost a decade. So I would definitely change that.
Do you miss being a kid?
100%.
Why?
100%. Is it right?
Yeah.
That's so soothing.
Well,
Right? We love a precipitation queen. Sorry. Kind of for the reasons I touched on earlier, because now I've kind of been thrust into this whole life thing. And while, I mean, it's great, and I love it, and I love everything about it, and I'm so excited, I'm also very tired and very stressed all the time. But that's honestly just part of my personality at this point. It has been since I was 7. Excuse me. But I do miss being able to just, take a couple days and do literally whatever and have no repercussions.
Do you feel like you still, to this day, carry some of your childhood tendencies?
A few.
Like what?
Well, in less cringy, I mean, I still bite my nails sometimes. That's a stress habit I developed when I was about 5 or 6. I'm sorry, this one like pains me to say out loud. I discovered this game when I was about 11 called Horse. It's just an online horse game. You take care of them. And I made a new account in 2017. So there's that.
So, based on your overall thoughts and feelings on your childhood, do you think that your childhood in any way prepared you for your adulthood?
Sorta. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of ironically, a lot of the trauma I went through really helped me mature a lot faster, which helped me a lot in the long run. So I haven't had a true night and day. It was a slow bleed in, which is nice, and that's really helped me a lot, because I've seen some of my peers. Girl, there were people in my freshman year that didn't know how to wash their clothes. So for that, I'm grateful that I was well taken care of, but I also didn't have everything done for me, so I can be a competent, functioning adult. Thank you, Pam. Yeah.
So a follow-up question for that is that based on your your current perspectives on your childhood. Do you think that, like, in 10 years from now, when you reflect on your childhood, that your perspectives now on your childhood are going to be the same? That's like a really
Ooh.
loaded question, and it's really complicated, so.
That is.
Sorry.
But no, it's okay. I love it. So, surface level, yeah, probably. Excuse me. You know, because as I'm, to this day, learning more about my childhood that I didn't know, specifically about my dad, excuse me, that's really shaping how I see things. So I honestly think that's gonna have to depend on if my memory ever improves, because there's so much I don't remember, and that breaks my heart. It really does. And I don't know why that is, you know, but that aside, probably.
So finally, sorry, this was like a long interview.
No, you're so fun.
If there's anything that you could say to your childhood self, like anything, what would you say?
Stop being mean to your brother. You're an asshole. Take better care of your dog, because you're all she has. Write stuff down, because maybe that would help me now. And don't sweat the small stuff, because I think that's honestly part of where my anxiety started, was really freaking out over things that didn't matter. And that it's okay to be the odd kid out, you know? It's like, yeah, you might not have a lot of friends now, but holy shit, wait till you get where you're at, you know? And right now I am blessed and really, really lucky to know the people I do. And I never thought I'd be in that place back then. So, hang in there, little kid.
Gosh, you're gonna make me cry.